And for a closer look at the elections in Israel, I'm now joined by Michael Lawrence. He's a political analyst in Jerusalem. Good to see you there, Michael. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Firstly, how closely connected was the recent military campaign in Gaza to these parliamentary elections in Israel?
Well, I think that Israelis are still very sensitive about what happened in Gaza, and in particular what's been happening over the last 7 or 8 years. And I do believe that, like what most really is the key decision for most Israelis, is security and peace. And after 7 years of rocket fire and the Gaza campaign of the IDF, I think people will be still deciding in that fashion. And many people were not happy with the way Kadima dealt with it over the 7 years. Many were happier after the campaign of last month.
So whoever gets in, will we see a change in relations between Israel and its neighbours?
Well, we all hope that things would develop better than they have recently. I think that if Tzipi Livni were to be elected as Prime Minister, we would see a similar course to what she's taken upon herself as Foreign Minister. I think Likud Chairman Netanyahu would maybe slow things down a little bit. I think that many Israelis, like Netanyahu, are looking for more action by the Palestinians, for them to decide their course, for them to say violence is no longer the answer. We reject violence too, and to marginalize their terror groups and so on, so that we can move forward.
What about,
I think those would be the key differences.
Sure. What about relations with Iran?
Well, Iran, I believe, is a serious danger to the Middle East and even the world. Here we have a man just 60 years after the Holocaust who says it didn't happen and I'm going to try to make it happen. His nuclear goals are terribly worrying to Israelis. I think that the world has to take a role in this. I'd like to see Russia take a role in this so that Israelis can feel secure enough to move forward, and so we can stop Iran building these terror proxy states next to Israel's borders. Israelis will simply not be willing to move forward with Iranian states next to us in essence.
Michael, you mentioned Russia there. Has the relationship between Russia and Israel changed at all in the light of what's happened recently in Gaza? What are relations like?
I think Russia expressed its concern at the Gaza campaign, like many other countries did. I think Russia at the same time realizes that Israel has, to a very large extent, a right to self-defense, and we are looking for Russia's lead, as a world leader, which it is, to say we do not accept the threats from Iran on Israel, and we're looking for Russia to say to Iran, this has to stop, the enrichment has to stop,
and Russia does
to move on from there.
And sorry to say that, to interrupt, but Russia does have a place here as being part of the Middle East Peace Quartet, hasn't it? So it does have a voice.
Yes. I think it's a very important voice. So
therefore, what about the voice of the United States? Obviously, there's a special relationship between Israel and the United States. What are we going to see after this election? Are we going to see relations change or stay the same?
I have faith in Barack Obama that he is going to, as he says, aggressively pursue peace. And I think he's also said many times that he considers the security of Israel very important as well. And I think that's a good thing. I don't see a great change. I'm sure there will be policy differences between him and some of the Israeli leaders, maybe more so Netanyahu than Tzipi Livni. But America and Israel are friends. They have joint values of liberty and democracy and so on, and they're together in this war against terror. So I'm not too concerned about those changes of leadership in the two countries.
Michael, just finally, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have a favourite? Who do you think is going to win?
Well, to be honest, I'm a little bit like the many Israelis who feel that we have to deal with terror. I'm very in favor of a peace process. I do believe we need to find a solution for the Palestinians, and let's hope we can work together with them towards coexistence. But first we must deal with terror. So I think that I'd be moving a little bit to the right of Kadima in order to see that happen, and hope that those leaders can carry that out. And
just to refresh our memory, who's the name leading Kadima?
Tzipi Livni is the current Foreign Minister, and she's running for Prime Minister.
All right, thanks very much indeed. Okay, Michael, thanks very much indeed for joining us there from Jerusalem. Good to hear from you. Thank you.